Hello everyone! Last time I showed you how to make culottes on the basis of a quarter circle skirt pattern. I've decided that I also need to show you how to make long culottes on the basis of a half circle skirt pattern. These culottes will be long and twice more flared. We already know that the waist measurement of this lady is 72 centimeters. That means that the half of the waist is 36 centimeters. I've already made the pattern. I showed you how to make a half circle skirt. Watch the video if you haven't done it yet. I don't want to waste time now. What is a half circle skirt? A pattern for half of waistline should be quarter circle. The same detail should be made for the back. The technique is different from the one for a quarter circle skirt. This pattern is quarter circle. It's 1 meter long. The half of the waistline measurement is 36 centimeters. The pattern is ready. What do I need? I need 2 square pieces of fabric with 1.4 meters or even better 1.5 meters wide sides. The piece of fabric I'm going to make culottes of is 1.4 meters wide. You already saw the sketch. These are the 2 square pieces of fabric. I drew a bias grain with a ruler. The 2 sides are even. This is the half of the half circle skirt. Be very attentive. I need to put the center of the pattern on the line. I'd better draw a line on the center. Now I can put the center pattern on the bias grain. I need to place it in such way that I have enough fabric on the angles. This is very important. These points should match. The thing is that you should place the pattern as low as possible. The wider these pieces are, the better. I need to pin the lines. The distance between the waist and the hips is usually about 18-19 centimeters. I measure 19 centimeters and draw a line. This is the hip line. I'll sign it. I'll sign the waistline too. I'm showing you the 4th type of culottes, so you already know that we need to measure the crotch depth line. I remind you that it should be measured down from the waist, and it's 1/4 of the full hip measurement. In my case, it's 25 centimeters. Once again, to draw a crotch depth line, you need to find 1/4 of a full hip measurement. Have a look at the pattern. Waistline, hip line, crotch depth line. What's next? I need to make the crotch depth line longer on each side. I make it 10 centimeters longer. It's 1/10 of the full hip measurement. This distance is 1/10 of the full hip measurement. I remind you that I'm making the crotch depth line longer. Next, I need to divide this angle in half and measure 5 centimeters on a new line. Now I need to draw a line connecting these points. I'll start drawing it a bit higher. Next, I need to do the same thing on the other side too. I measure 5 centimeters, put a mark, and then draw a line. The bottom line should also be made longer. The easiest thing to do is to make this line 10 centimeters longer and connect these 2 points. I recommend doing something else. I remind you that when making culottes on the basis of a quarter circle skirt pattern, I made the detail on the front narrower than on the back. In this pattern, they should be even. I made the line 10 centimeters longer on each side. I recommend making this line 3 or 4 centimeters longer if you have enough fabric. This line should be 3 or 4 centimeters longer than this one. I remind you that to find this distance, you need to know 1/10 of a full hip measurement. The fact that my lines are 10 centimeters long doesn't mean that you need to make them 10 centimeters long too. The bottom line should be a bit longer for culottes to look better. I made it 3.5 centimeters longer. Perfect. Next, I need to do the same thing on the other side. This is how the pattern looks like now. I'll cut the bottom, and then I'll tell you about the center lines. Such culottes look amazing with simple lace tops. I'm not sure if such culottes are comfortable to be put on an everyday basis. They're pretty fancy. Now I want to tell you about this seam. I could just cut the culottes now, but I know that this is a bias grain, so it would sag. It's better to make a seam on sides. Cut the pattern in half and add 7 mm for the seams. Don't be afraid of bias seams. Watch the tutorials on how to make a black dress cut on a bias. It is a very thorough tutorial on how to make items cut on a bias. I can start cutting now. I don't sign the center front and center back because they're even. In this case, it's better to draw a line on the waist when a person tries an item on. Have a look here. You can try stitching culottes this way. I don't recommend doing it. As I've already said, it's better to make side seams. You won't see a difference at first, but sides will sag soon if you don't make side seams. This is the side seam. Use your imagination. Square pieces of fabric with 1.4 meters wide sides should be enough. It's better to make 1.5 meter wide pieces though. You can make culottes wider if you want. You can add some flair to the side seams too. Don't be afraid to use your imagination. That's all for today. Next time I'll tag the culottes and put them on the dummy. Let's be different and beautiful. I'll show you the techniques which we use in my fashion house. It took us years to create some of them. Hope you appreciate it. Nowadays, it's much easier to learn something. I didn't have YouTube when I was learning to sew. Guys, I really need your support. If you like my tutorials, please subscribe to my channel, write comments, share the videos and hit the like button. Thank you. My name is Paukšte Irina. Goodbye.